So for problem 3, I've already put the parentheses and the fraction bar because that's sort of what we expect. Now, you're going to say, oh no, you can only anticipate 3 times 60 is 180, the factors of 180, but actually there's something nice here. Actually, first, you really can't do that, but second of all, if you notice, 3 and 27 and 60 are all divisible by 3. So actually, what we can actually do is sort of factor out or divide everything by 3. And as you notice, we can do the same thing on the bottom. So we're actually going to rewrite this. We're going to actually write this. So what if we divide each of these by 3? Well, that would just become 3 divided by 3 would be like x squared, and then divide this by 3, and that would become 9x, and then we say, oh, that's 60, and divide by 3 is 20. And like, that's great, but where does the 3 go? Well, actually, what happens is that times 3. So really what we just did, we just factored out a 3. And if you like distribute 3 times this and 3 times that and 3 times this, you get the original thing. So we like sort of undistributed, which is sort of like called factoring. So anyways, so now instead of doing this crazy problem, we have these nice simpler numbers, and that's what we can do for the other thing here. So let's rewrite this. So let's do the bottom one, and we can divide that by 3 and that by 3 and that by 3. And again, if you're dividing by 3, a 3 comes out. I apologize if this is something new, but it actually makes our life a lot easier. This divided by 3, 12 divided by 3 is 4x, and 15 divided by 3 is 5, and that's minus, so you put that there. Okay, so we actually have a lot easier problem. And also, if you realize over here, since this is like division, we have like a 3 divided by 3. So actually, both of these cancel out. So just like before. So actually, we can go like that, and actually, here's our problem, which is actually pretty easy. Now here, if you look at the signs, so maybe we shouldn't have done that. We should draw this here. Again, parentheses, 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 x, 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 x. Here, look at this. Positive means these signs are going to be the same, but since this is positive, it's actually going to be both. So this is the only one where actually if you see plus, plus, it's actually going to be plus, plus. Here, minus this, how do you get to a negative? Well, positive times a negative, so that means the signs have to be different, and again, it doesn't matter which one goes where. Okay, so just like we did before, we got to factor these polynomials. So factor the numerator. Actually, we'll do purple since we've been doing purple for a while. All right, so fancy language here. We'll do the numerator polynomial. Factor that, and with plus, I don't know. I think it's pretty easy, but then again, I've been doing this for a number of years. Okay, there's nothing distributed. You can think about we can multiply the 1, but if there's nothing here, you say, what are the factors of 20 that get us to 9? So this is, I don't know, it's pretty straightforward. This might be the easiest one of all. Okay, what times what is 20? So we're saying, what are the factors? What times what is 20, such that also what plus what gets you to 9? Well, we have 20 times 1, but 20 plus 1 equals, well, that's 21. And then we have 10 times 2 gets you to 20, but 10 plus 2 equals 12. Again, we're getting closer. What are the extra factors of 20? Well, we got 5 and 4. Again, 5 times 4 is 20, and 5 plus 4 is 9. And those are our magic numbers. And that's going to be 5, and that's going to be 4. What's really nice is since there's nothing here, we really multiplied by 1, and we divided by 1, which means we're sort of done, because 5 divided 1 and 4 divided 1 is just the same. So 5 and 4. That's the thing. This stuff up here, this was actually really crazy. Probably stuff that you can't really get easier. But this stuff down here, this is how it should be. It should be that easy. By the way, that's a 5. I apologize for that. Okay, so now we just got to do the denominator polynomial, which again is this guy over here. And again, there's no leading coefficient. We say that's a leading coefficient. So as a result, we can expect this to happen in just, maybe not too long, 30 seconds. Check it out. So write it down, parentheses, 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 x, x. Signs are going to be different, plus, minus. Hey, what are the factors of 5? Well, the only way to get to 5 is 1 times 5, and it just so happens that 5 minus 1 is 4. So these are going to be the numbers. But since these signs are different, we got to figure out which number goes where. Does the 5 go here, or does the 5 go here? Well, we actually look to the middle number. So think about this. What times what is negative 5? Well, you could have a negative 1 times a positive 5, or a positive 1 and a negative 5. Both of those get you to here, but what we want to say is which of these, when you add them up, get you to here. So a -1 and a +5 gets you to a +4, compared to a +1 and a -5, which gets you to a -4. So this gets us to a -4. We want this. So if you notice, we already have the negative or the minus. So that's where the 1's going to go, and that's where the 5's going to go. So there we go. And if you wanted to even like just double check, we could say x squared, blah blah blah. Okay, we'll do that later. Okay, anyways, x plus 5, x minus 1, x plus 5, x minus 1, and then you know the drill from here. These are the same. Anything divided by itself cancels out, and what is left is over here. So with this trick we did at the beginning, that actually saved us a lot of time. So again, before you do it, just be like, are these numbers divisible by something, and simplifying it. But anyways, like I said, so what are you saying? How does this get us to here? So like how would like x plus 5 times x minus 1, like you're saying this is the same thing as that. I was like, yeah, well if you FOIL, hopefully you know how to do that, you like x times x, which is x squared, and you go x times -1, which would be negative x or -1x, and you have 5 times x, which would be 5x, and you have 5 times -1, which would be -5. Combine the middle terms because they're like terms. -1x and positive 5x is positive 4x. And then that's -5, and that's an x squared. So if you notice, by doing the FOILing, which hopefully you know, it got us to here. What this process is just like the reverse of that. So anyways, that is problem 3. I went about a minute over. I apologize, but hopefully you enjoyed this. And yeah, call me again if you have any questions or email me. But until then, have a great night.